All right, here we go. Very nervous about this. So what I'm doing is I am teaching PowerPoint as an artistic medium, and this is an example of one of the patterns that I have available. Um, you can do this in any shape. So first, it might be easier to see. Oh my goodness. First of all, maybe you should pull out your computers to your PowerPoint and do this along with me. Um, I'm going to change this. Sorry, got distracted. Change shape, and I'm going to change it from hearts into, I think it's easier to see with the boxes. Okay, so what I did was I made images. Here, I'll show you. Each of these is an image. And I just kept copying and pasting and making them smaller. And then what I did was filled in all the images on here. So start right there, and to fill in the color, this is all super easy stuff. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, it's easier to see. Kind of figure out what's easiest for you. This way I can see the individual images. So I just, okay, go to the top here. There's all these different things that you can do, and I'll just show you as I go along. Design format background is going to allow me to change the different colors, and when I go on it, it unhighlights the image I had highlighted. So I have to choose it again because it will automatically go to the background. So I'm going to just show you real quick. I like it to be a white background until I have all my colors filled in. So this is a recent color. I would pick that one. And I made a couple duplicates of this already because you're only going to fill in one color from each slide. So then you go to the next one and pick the next image up. And it fills it in all the way around. And then you just keep going. And there's different ways to do it. Let me make this all bigger here. If you get into the right groove, you can get where you don't have to move the mouse. Okay, so it's that second one. Now I want the third one. And now we're going to do the fourth one. Eventually, as you kind of get used to it, you'll be able to see where the last one was. And it's easiest to do it on a okay, I ran out of I have the PowerPoint app on my phone. So to me, it's easier to make duplicates of the slides. So I just go in and I edit. I want to pick the the pattern, the blank one. Edit. One second, I'm going to duplicate this a whole bunch of times. You might see it on the screen as it adds. But it's kind of cool though because you can find a lot of colors on the app that you're not going to be able to find on your computer, and they're easier to find. So far, I'm not sure how to show you that screen. this was already a pretty big struggle to get this one going. I did want to be live last night for the first time, but, you know, learning curves and stuff. Alright, now let's continue on. And in the one that I filled out, that's the reason I'm calling this pattern 600 is because there's about 600 slides in the one that I made. Actually, let me show you. It's pretty cool. Okay, if you ever want to search for something, because sometimes I will make a copy and name it something similar. So I'll just put in boxes. 2.0 is the pattern. Let's try that one. Just a second while it loads. Got a lot of slides. Oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. Alright, so to show you the slideshow, I'm going to go to the slideshow up on the top. You can start it, obviously, from current slide or from the beginning, but I am at the beginning, so I'll just hit current slide. And then it just goes. I hope this isn't messing up. Sometimes when there's a lot going on the screen, the video will get funky and just not know what to do, so it just won't show anything. And these are all just reshaping that basic square that I showed you and filling them in. So this one I filled all the way up to the top, and then I turned it around and brought it back out. And this one's fun too. A little bit more left. And this is, I started with the boxes. And I just made them go in and out, and I just spaced them out to, I eyeballed it. So they're not perfect, but, and that's the end. That's actually slower than the one that I uploaded onto YouTube. That was, feels like it was more than 38 seconds. Okay, so I'm just going to go back here, and I'm going to, click to the next box, or next slide, and then just keep filling it in. And okay, so that's slide 15, and every once in a while I'll go back to the beginning to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Oops, I didn't add any timing to it. Alright, cool, I didn't miss any. So I'm going to add timing to these so that I don't have to push the shift spacebar or click the mouse or any of that. So they're all highlighted, and because I duplicate slides, anything that I add to these will duplicate on the next ones that I create when I run out. Sometimes I have to search for things. I don't always remember exactly where things are. There it is, transitions. So each transition is going to take 2 seconds. And a transition is when the slide changes to this slide. Now I lost all the slides I had highlighted. So to highlight these, I clicked on number 3 because 2 and 1, those are just for extra slides that I don't really need. So I'm just holding shift and pushing the down button or down arrow till it gets to the end here, and this will apply this to all the slides I have selected. So I have no transition. These are different transitions you can add. For this one, I'm not going to do a transition, but I also want this much smaller because this is how long it'll take to move from one slide to the next. And I always do, I highlight it with left clicking my mouse. Sometimes it'll just grab the whole thing, sometimes not. And then I hit the arrow key to the right, and it brings me to the end. Backspace 1, and just fill that in with 1. So it, after 0.01 seconds, it'll trigger the next transition. And this transition, I made them all 50 seconds. All right, now we can go back to slide 3 where we started. And, oh yeah, slide. From current slide. And now I don't have to hit any keys to make it go to the next slide. Okay, let me show you different, what it looks like if you change the timing. We'll change all of them to 75 seconds. And this might not always show a number here. Sometimes it might be grayed out like that. That means that you highlighted 2 or more slides that have different duration times. So it doesn't know which one to choose, so it just grays out. So you can just hit this button up. That's 0.25 seconds for each slide. Yeah, let's try to slideshow from current slide. And let's fill in some more of these so you can see how they actually make it to the middle. Alright, so I'm going to click on number 19. And when this is clicked over here, you can go up and down through the slides with your arrow key. Alright, now we're back to the colors, so make it a little bit bigger. Make these slides over here bigger if you want. Bigger or smaller. The bigger they are, the less you see, and vice versa. And you'll get into your own rhythm as you do it. Sometimes it takes a second. You just kind of figure out like where your finger needs to. Because I'm using a laptop, so I don't use a mouse. So I have to make some more. Hold on. Give me a second. And do that so I have a blank one because I went too far. And the reason you see this DT right here is because I'm on my app on my phone. Alright, here we go. Sorry, I'm nervous and my hands are like shaky. And also, I can't see my Facebook screen, so I'm not sure who's all on here, and if you're asking questions, I'm not seeing them. So I'm going to move this up because I'm trying to keep it close to the bottom over here. So and see, I'm gonna have to do that, and then I'll pull a couple up. And you can make this bigger if you want. You can make it smaller if you want. I think that this one bigger is better. we're getting close. I don't know exactly how many images are all stacked on top of each other here, but it's like 40 something. That's for sure 31. Minus the 2 slides right in the beginning, so 29. Man, I already went through them already. See how it adds up to so many boxes? Wait, I'm already at the end. I'm not going to do that one yet. And all you have to do on your app, if you add it on your phone, is just tap the slide as you see it on the bottom of the screen and be in the edit mode. And when you tap the slide, it'll come up with options, and I just keep hitting duplicate. Alright, I think that should be enough for now. So I want to get that closer. I don't have to move my mouse so much, my cursor, and what have you. Yay, we made it to the middle. That is just like one super long flat heart. Alright, let's take that out. Let's see. So I clicked on slide 35, and that is the last image. So I'm just going to go up to see if it looks like I missed any. And remember that I showed you we changed the timing. What did we change it to? Transitions 0.25. Okay. So when I did all those duplicates, that translated to all the duplicate sides. Had it said 50 seconds, they would all say 50 seconds right now, and I'd have to change them if I didn't want that. Okay. What I did was I went back up to the top. Actually, let me grab one of these, because I messed up the first slide. And I want a blank one to start with. So all I did was hold the left mouse button down and scrolled up and held it here, and it just went through the slides. So you got to kind of center it, and it'll just, I'll end up deleting those, but I want to see how it adds the color right there. Alright, now let's take a peek at this. Let's see, from current slide. You can even make all these go faster. You can go 0.01 seconds, and then it really goes through the slides. Okay. Alright, cool, hit escape, brings you out. Let's go back up to the top. This is the first. Let's get rid of these. All I'm doing is hitting the backspace. Highlight it, hit the backspace, and then it'll delete it. So, what I did, make it bigger again. See, that's another way to go through slides. I want slide 1. So, here's slide 1. And this one shows the first biggest image with the background. And that one shows the background. If you forget how to get there, go to design, format background, and then you get all the options. Again, right now I'm just doing solid fill, and I'm gonna change or unhighlighted anything I would have highlighted. Okay, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on 6, I'll start this one. I've been wanting to try something different, so I have a bunch of glittery pictures that I uploaded into my files. Oh, see, I already did it. Okay, sometimes if you've already picked a picture more than once, it'll automatically pop up. So these are a collection of glitter pictures, which if you want glitter pictures, I would send all of them. There's 54 of them. I was just asking for, see, ooh, that's so cool. Alright, if I hit undo, it'll put back. But I'm not going to do that on this one because you can't really tell. It's too small of a, and we'll call this real estate. The real estate's too small to see the texture and the definition in the glitter. Can't fully appreciate it. So I'm just going to go back to solid fill. And I'm still under design, format background, solid fill. That's okay. And I know that I clicked on the outside one. Let's get it back to the bottom because that's what we were looking at the first time. If you accidentally go one too far, it'll bring you to the top of the next slide. So just go back up. And this will pull it over. And you just make sure that I got this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On slide 6. So you can see this is going actually around the entire image. So it kind of gives you an idea that it did get this one. So if I would click on that one, it would now be around this image. Alright, let's pick a different color. This is fun. These are already preset. Let's see, transparency. I've never tried that before. I don't think that has anything to do with what I'm working on now. So we already did pink. Let's do custom. And you can make it big too. Okay, so there's that. And see on this one, you can lighten it. See right here? This is the current color that we're looking to change. And this is that color there. See, you can put this anywhere and you just watch where it's changing to. And then over here, if you want it to be a darker color, you pull it down and it'll just completely black out if you go too far. So, I don't know, I like a light blue. So we'll do this one. And now, it'll show up in your recent colors. If you pick any of these ones up here, these are just always here, so they don't get added to the recent colors. This is only when you make your own. So we are on slide 6. You can tell it's highlighted. Wait, let's make this. I have old lady eyes, so I have to make it bigger. And that's the bottom. If I kept going, it would go to the next slide. All right, let's get number 7. Okay. So, anyways, you get the idea. I'm going to start a new slide. Let me show you how to make an image. Go to blank presentation. This annoys me because it always says this, and I don't use that. I'm just going to highlight the slide box. Sorry if I'm not using the correct terminology with everything, but the slide. So I'm going to insert a fresh one, blank. Now, insert. This is where we're going to make either our own image or upload a picture. So I do shapes. Actually, let's start with the picture. I'll show you some of the images I've converted into pictures. So we don't need to be in that folder anymore. These are images that I'll show you how I saved them. They're actually pretty cool. Like, it looks like it's got a background, but when you click on it, it's just that image. Let's see here. Okay, this one's a fun one. I don't need a design suggestion. Because I'm not doing that kind of presentation. So I'm just going to click out of that. Or if you, I would have to insert another picture to pull that back up. Because once it's gone, it doesn't come back up again for that image. These are the daisies. That was fun. I've got gradient. Oh, yes. Here, let's do the eyeball guy. Oh, it didn't do it. Okay, never mind. Oh, yep, there it is. No. Alright, of course it had to be feisty with me. I'll just exit out. Okay. I'm gonna put him over there for now. Just make him small and discreet. And obviously, he has now come off the page. The only way you're going to see him on screen is if he's in this area. And it's white right now, but if I went to design, let's give it a background. What the heck? So right now it's showing white. I'm just going to do a gray, maybe. I'll play with it and see what colors kind of pop. Oh, I kind of like that, actually. Right, so what I was saying is the image, it saved this image here, but it's not like a picture. And since this is highlighted, I can just save this picture. Or if I wanted that guy on there too, I could highlight both of them. Save as picture. Let's do class. I already had one that I was putzing with earlier. Alright, so now let's look at this. Insert picture, this device. And it's obviously class. Where's class? Ah, right here. Yeah, you have to. But once it's turned into a picture, you can't separate them. Like right now, they're separated. So I'm just going to get rid of that. And get rid of you too, actually. So how I came up with this started with just playing around, just finding different things. So what I did was I found a shape. I could do that one. It was 5 sides. What is that? No, it's not a circle. Okay, so now by grabbing this, I can rearrange the shape. Let's make it like so. That one's a little bit more complicated. It's got a lot more sides. So now I'm going to insert another shape. And I chose to do a triangle. And then I aligned it, brought it closer, so it didn't line up. And I want it to look like it's one fluid. And sometimes if you have something lined up, that'll give you lines to show that they're matching. When it happens, I'll show you. Okay, so I'm going to go back to well, I am still in design, so okay. I know that this is the blue for this triangle because it's highlighted. The image is highlighted. See? And now it's green. Okay. Let's just use that one. Oh, we don't need to insert another one because it's all the sides are even. So all we have to do is make sure that this triangle is highlighted. And if you do Control C, that'll copy it, and Control V will paste it. Or I'll see, look, the lines are showing up. Oh, it looks like a cat. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go off the rails here. Let's insert some eyes. All right, cats. And that's a pretty big eyeball. Okay, so let's change that color to, let's do, cats have yellow. That's the very center. I don't know. Let's do white. Okay, so I'm going to insert another shape. And I want to do how they have that slitty eye. Maybe that's black. And if you click on this, this comes up when it's a small shape and it's hard to click on. Oh, I think I like that. I think I do want the yellow. Maybe not that color yellow. See, they are not together. Since I want this to be one picture, I want it to be exactly even. And it is. You know how I knew? It had that line right there. See, there's a cross. It means that it's even. Even Steven. Okay, so if I highlight both of them by left mouse clicking I'm dragging the arrow. Anything inside this gray is going to become part of the picture. I don't want all that, so I'm just going to highlight this at the top here. Let's check out shape format. And there's all kinds of stuff. You can actually change the shape right here. Change shape. And you know how I find stuff if I forget how or where I was like, oh, I know I can change shape. How can I change the shape? Where did I find that? If I do a Google search, how do I change shape in PowerPoint? It'll show me. Okay, but that's not what I want to do. So I want to click out of that. And I'm still in the shape format. I want to group them. Group. Now, they are as though they are one picture. Okay, let's see if I can get the whole picture. Yep. Control C. See, undo. I do not want to make that bigger. Oh, but it didn't group them the second time. Okay, so let's undo that. You know what? Let's just, instead of grouping this, let's make it in. I'm just going to. Oh, it stayed grouped that time. If I want to ungroup it, I would, again, highlight it, shape format, group, ungroup. Now it's two separate ones. Yep. It's going to be, let's try and make some whiskers. Insert, shape. So just play around with these. There might be something that there is on here that's way better than this, but I know this will work. And these whiskers do not curl. They are the straight kind. Okay. I don't want to put a whisker. Let's change the color so we can tell. Let's make it white. Alright, so this will turn the image. And as you click on it, all the other stuff disappears so you can see. I kind of like it. So I'm going to Control C and let's do 3 whiskers on each side. So we need 5 more. I'll hit Control V. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus the original is 6. Maybe it would have been easier if I had it made all 6 at the same time, but potato, potato. Try and make it even with the other one. Remember, it's just art. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you can always change it. I mean, sometimes I'll put a couple hours into making a design, and then at the end, scrapping the whole thing. Alright, there's that whole guy. And grab this side, and I can move the whole thing. That is not even. I like this side though. Okay. And right now I'm measuring how far away from each other that they look, the distance, because it's not giving me a line, so I'm using my eyesight here. So I'm looking at the distance between this point and in the eye, and this point in the eye, and just eyeballing it, it looks pretty good. trying to make these even. I think angle-wise, horizontally, or yeah, sorry, horizontally, they're good. All right, so I'm going to undo that because I thought I had it right. Now let's grab that guy. Okay, let's give maybe an O for mouth. Insert. It's a surprised cat. I am saving this as a picture. So I highlighted everything inside the gray. Everything is highlighted. I could hold my shift key if I wanted to get rid of an ear. Click it. I'm still holding my shift key. Click it back. Sometimes when I grab stuff, it moves. All you have to do is hit undo. Because if you hit undo one too many times, all you have to do is hit that one and it redoes it. Maybe it needs pink. Insert. Do another. Let's change color so we can see it. Remember, this is the new color. This is what it is. We wanted pink. Well, I wanted pink. So I'm going to make it lighter because there it is. Was that more of a mauve? Okay, lining everything up. See, now it's lining up with the eyeball. Telling me that. They're just different. You'll get the hang of it. It's kind of confusing at first, but alright. No. I'm not super good with squiggly lines because I don't have a good mouse. Otherwise, I would make like a little line and color it blue or whatever you want it to be. And then it would have a tail. Let's see what happens. Insert. Freedom scribble. Okay. See. Oh, I let go of it. Okay. Cut. Get rid of it. Let's try it again. Oh, there it is. Ah, we did it. Okay. I want to show you something here. Okay, so every image that you add, as you add them, they come to the top. Remember I showed you how to make the picture, save as picture? This is a right mouse click when this comes up. So you can cut it, copy it, paste it, copy. Edit text. We're not using text. Edit points. We'll get in. You can mess with this. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to show you bring to the front. Bring to the front. See? Oh, hey. Let me show you this too. Home. I know it's a really weird place for it, but for shape outline. And then you can differentiate this image. I don't really want to see all this, whatever you want to call that. So I'm going to send it to the back. Now this image covers it. If I clicked on that, let me undo that. And bring to front. I have this whole big 5-sided thing. Bring to front. Send to back. Now, if you were trying to layer these things differently, like if I send this to the back and then the black part stays in the front, it gets tricky to get them back in order like this. Because the black one right now is on top, and the yellow one is behind that. In between, I would say, in between the black image and the 5-point whatever. Yes, between these two images. I think he's cute, so I'm going to send that tail back to the back. Actually, I'm going to change that and run. I still have the tail highlighted. I do not want to have it noticeable, so let's more colors. Let's do this. Recent colors, but it's not showing. Shape, outline, shade black, and look, can you see the outline changing as I highlight different colors? More. Let's make it pink. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? I know that tail is definitely not perfect. Alright, now, highlight everything, making sure all the images are in the box when you let go. You can tell that these two ears didn't get highlighted because there's no box around them. So, hit Shift, click, click, let go of Shift because got everything highlighted. Oh man, that's not what I want to do. Alright, let's try it again. Right mouse click, save as picture. Alright, let's keep this going as class 3. Alright, well, maybe we'll fill in a few more right here, and then I think I'm going to wrap this video up pretty soon, so finish out this color. If you want to hang out, if you liked what you saw, I would so appreciate if you pick, I've got libraries and recovery communities all across the country. Sorry, I have ADHD, so it's sometimes hard for me to do 2 things at once. But then I feel like everybody has ADHD these days. Oh, if you want the pattern, just please pick a library. I've got New York, Seattle, Denver, Tampa, Chicago, Milwaukee, Green Bay, Door County. But you can see all of them. My website is on the comment. There's a link right onto the fundraiser page. And then just donate. I request that'd be cool. $10 or more would be super cool. Just so you know, 70% does go right to the fundraiser. I am a nonprofit. Oh, and then it's library systems and recovery community. Because apparently the funding from the government got cut for a lot of the library programs. You gotta keep art alive, and that's, I believe, literature is art as well. Just making sure that I didn't miss any. Yikes. Okay, so that's number 25, 26, 27. Oh, and this pattern is called 600 because of the 600 slides. Getting close. You know, I don't think I showed you how to duplicate the slides on here. So, I'm on 35, you can tell because it's highlighted. And, yep, there you go. So if you right mouse click and duplicate slide, then everything, the transition timing and everything will be duplicated. Okay, let's go back there. We're so close, guys. I hope you're enjoying this. I had fun. Tuesday night, please let me know. It's on Eventbrite. And also, you can email me. My email address is on my website, Danielle@daniellescozycorner.com. Look at that. And let me know if you can make it to the in-person, which will be in Green Bay. Alright, let's check this out. Slideshow from current slide. Or if you want to join via, I'm not even sure if I'll use Zoom. I might just stay on Facebook Live. See how long that took? And I don't know, I can do this, just drink coffee all day and play with my PowerPoint and fill in colors. So it's kind of like adult coloring time. A little different. Alright, guys. If I can get out this. I have also, just so you know, I have the PowerPoint app, so it does upload in real time, so I don't have to save it. But let's change. Alright, everything else has been class so far, so we'll do that and we'll come back to it next time.